day they were starting with band and I thought of
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2025-2026 Fall Sports Festival. First of all, I'd like to thank all the parents, all the fans in the stands for coming out and supporting us, and I know you're going to support us all season long. We've got tons of sports and band to recognize tonight and all kinds of things, cheer. Real quick before we do that, let's just first really appreciate all the time, the work, the effort that all the kids put into developing their craft. So how about a big hand for all the kids? All right, at this time, we're going to introduce the band and color guard, and then after that, we're going to do the national anthem and the school song. So first, we'll introduce the 2025-26 Marching Bulldogs, starting with the freshmen. First off, Ridge Balding, Jacob Bartley, Jaden Buttry, Kingston Cantrell, Jonah Collard, Velma Foote, Boston Mendonça, and Davany Service. Those are the freshmen. Sophomores, Kaylee Adams, CJ Akins, Kyson Clark, Noah Collard, Bree Hale, Isaac Carnes, Brexton Lesh, L. Orr, and Colt Smock. Now for the juniors, Gage Anderson, Paul Jackson, Aaliyah Keeber, Jackson Lennon, and Bristol Mendonça. And last, the seniors, Gabby Conover, Addison Dozier, Emily Glazer, Lincoln Lowry, Aiden Pretch, Tori Ryder, Jacqueline Stevens, Chloe Veach, and Jovi Wagner. Now for your color guard, sophomore Isabella Conover. Juniors, Isabella Willis, Cassie McPherson, Alexis Gates. And seniors, Gracie Clodfelter and Carlina Arnold. At this time, would you please rise as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem? All right, next up we're going to meet cross country, tennis, and golf is actually playing tonight, but we're still going to recognize some of the golfers. First up, cross country, boys, sophomore Tyson Heiss, and sophomore Siler Lynn. Junior Andrew Benham. Now for the girls cross country team, freshman Juliana Bowlerjack and Naya Haley. Sophomore Aubrey Kessler. Senior Gabby Conover. Ellie King. Allie Pollard. And Michaela Siebers. Next up, girls tennis, starting with the freshman, Ava Ballard. Trinity Carter. Addie Healy. Emily Hollingsworth. Jenna James. And Lila Wolf. Sophomore Elle Orr. Junior Cassie McPherson. And the seniors, first up, Allie Albright. And Natalie Gomat. Next up, boys golf, freshman Ridge Balding. Alex Hale. And Bentley Nelson. Sophomores, Kaizen Clark. And Banks Moore. Juniors, Miles Barnett. Caden Holloman. And Reese Whitley. Seniors, Abe Girton. Jax Jordan. Javen Lucas. Colton Marvin. Merrick Milhorn. Maxon O'Daniel. Hayden Sauls. Jordan Tomasetti. And Gabe Winkleman. And we'll quickly recognize girls golf who are all currently playing at the golf course. Freshman McKinley Holloman, sophomore Bree Hale, junior Caitlin Davis, Eva Grogan, Emma Legg, and Sophia McCauley. At this time, we'll introduce the volleyball team. Starting with the freshman, Jadalyn Allison. Addie Corson. Kennedy Greider. Greenlee Jordan. Abigail Knight. Clara Knight. Brinley Nelson. Gabby Short. Sydney Stallings. And Sophie Walker. Next up, the sophomores, Quincy Acord. Sophia Hamill. Nora Taylor. Annie Winkleman. And now for the juniors, Eva Atterbury. Lily Dotson. Gracelyn Johnson. Ella Newell. Brooke Romiller. And Callie Winter. And last but not least, the seniors. First up, Addie Elliott. Tori Ryder. Caroline Simmons. Jaya Smith. And Audrey Taylor. Thanks, ladies. At this time, we're going to have a volleyball scrimmage from the current volleyball.
Have those potholes taken their toll on your vehicle?
Is your ride a little bumpy or pulling to one side?
The good folks at Cherry Street Automotive want to make sure your drive is a pleasant and safe one.
The pros will check your wheel alignment, shocks and struts, and hook you up with the perfect set of tires for your car, truck, or SUV.
With more than 800 tires in stock, you can count on Cherry Street Automotive for all your tire needs.
When quality counts, count on Cherry Street Automotive.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to McDougall Evers Gymnasium as the 2025 high school sports season is kicking off tonight with the CWCHS Fall Sports Preview. Cole Carter alongside Jason Craig. As we are doing things a little bit different this year, they're going to go ahead and have the volleyball team scrimmage as we get the junior varsity versus the freshmen to start things off tonight. As Eva Atterbury trying to go along there just misses that one, and that will give the freshmen their first point of the night, 1-0.
Yeah, some very interesting questions to be answered, and the one that I'm really kind of focusing in on tonight to see as Atterbury puts that one in the net, who replaces Brzezinski.
Yep.
You know, a setter is not a dime a dozen. You got to have some technique and skill. So it'll be who's going to carry the torch in that position this year for the Lady Bulldogs.
As there's a serve that goes long, giving the JV team their first point. You talk about the last couple of years for the Lady Bulldogs. I mean, the last 2 seasons alone, 70-12, 2 regional titles, 2 sectionals, and 1 super with that 4th place finish in the state in 2023. But that was really a collection of some really good classes, and we've seen 2 of them now graduate. Serafini a couple of years ago, and then last year, the graduation of Rager, Brzezinski, Roark, Johnson, and Jackson. But now it's another big senior group having to step up.
Yeah, it's just how the game is. It always comes in cycles, and, you know, you've got the pieces back. You got the majority of your pieces back. You got some good upcoming talent. The JV had a decent record last year, and a lot of the younger kids got opportunities during the varsity matches last year. So, again, it's a good recycling thing, but you're going to get to one point where, you know, you're graduating 5-6 kids every year.
Yep.
It's going to catch up with you. Hopefully it's not this year.
And we'll see the varsity squad here in just a minute. The first scrimmage will be, as you're seeing now, the JV versus the freshmen, and then we'll have the varsity versus the JV. So as of right now, it's the JV leading 5-2. They're going to play these matches to 15 and make it 6-2 junior varsity. Well, Chris Lucas, this is his 6th season as the head coach. He's won 127 games. He's the winningest volleyball coach in CWC history. And again, you ask him, he'll credit all of the girls that he's had, but he has really helped change this culture and make Carmi, I guess you could say, a volleyball school.
Yeah, he's been around quite a bit. I got to know him toward the end of my tenure as the coach here, and then when Penny Barton Gunner came through, Chris and I worked together with her, and we kind of elevated the game. And then Chris took that, and I mean, every coach is taking the game a higher next step, and Chris has got it about as close to the mountaintop as you can get right now, and I wouldn't be ashamed to see it go one more ring, if you know what I mean.
That was a nice kill by Nora Taylor on that previous point. Sophomore that could see some playing time at the varsity level this year, and there she is again with a tap. Going to do my best with some of these freshmen. Don't know their faces quite yet. But a lot of returning players on the JV side. JV leads at 7-3 as Callie Winter slaps that one over. Ellen Newell going to set up Nora Taylor here near side. And there's a block of the net that time by Winter. Good rally here on both sides. Taylor tries to find that open spot. Nice stick that time. It's going to result in a point for the freshman. And, you know, Jason, this is unique because obviously this replaces what we had for years as the Gator Bowl. You know, volleyball team, it's the 2nd year in a row they've got to have a little scrimmage in front of the home fans, and for these youngsters, kind of gets them a chance to show the crowd what they can do.
I'll tell you what, just from watching here the first 11, 12 points here, this freshman group, they aren't afraid to swing and let it go. Usually freshmen are a little tentative. It's the first time you have your name called out in front of everybody, high school, the nerves and everything. This freshman group has got some swingers in there that could help out, at least definitely help out the JV squad starting off.
Talking to JV coach Amy Brzezinski the other day, and he said he was really impressed, or he's been really impressed with what he's seen from the youngsters, the freshmen, the sophomores so far this summer. We know how talented these juniors and seniors are, but Lady Bulldog volleyball isn't going anywhere over the next couple of years, that's for sure. And that's Annie Winkleman back there at the service line with the JV squad leading 8-4. And a good dig that time by Winkleman, but they can't get it back over. The freshmen get one back. It's 8-5.
Yeah, taking a look around both players on the court and on the bench here, and, you know, Carmi's showing they've got a surplus of height, and that's, again, another thing you can't teach. And it's always nice to have. So a lot of interchangeable parts like it has been for the last 2 to 3 years.
JV trying to return that save, and that will be an ace and a point for the freshmen. Lady Bulldogs will start the season on Monday and Tuesday here at home. They're going to host Mount Carmel on Monday, and they will host Grayville on Tuesday. You can catch both games on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel. Another ace there by the freshmen.
Well, I'm going to speak about the elephant in the room. I've been asked by many of people, and I have to defer, but I can tell you there's quite a bit of interest in regards to the announcement forthcoming tomorrow, according to the Facebook post. So, not to put you under a bus, but
I plead the fifth. Fans, you'll find out tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's when this special announcement is going to be made regarding CWC athletics, and I think it's a pretty cool one. We have the chance to see tomorrow at 11 o'clock is when that's going to be posted on the CWCHS Facebook page. Any guesses, Jason? No, it's not a turf football field, and it's not air conditioning in the gym. Those have been the two most requested thoughts.
I am going to go out on a limb. I'm going to eliminate my first attempt, and I am going to go with the official naming of the mascot.
Okay. Interesting. That's the first one. Well, we'll all find out tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock is when that's going to be announced. So we got a tie game 9-9 between the freshmen and the JV. Again, we'll see the varsity face the JV here momentarily. They're playing to 15, and then after this scrimmage is over, we'll still get to meet the football team and the cheerleaders. As there's another point for the freshmen. earlier in the night, we got introduced to band and color guard, boys and girls cross country, girls tennis, and golf before the scrimmage began this evening. A lot of new faces this year for really a lot of sports here at CWC in the fall. Another point there for the freshmen. Band and color guard, they're led by Grace Sinclair once again. Eric Dixon back to coach the cross-country teams. Julia Smith is in her first year of coaching the girls' tennis team. And then golf has a new head coach as well. Jeremy Jordan is in his first season at the helm of the boys and girls golf team. So a lot of new faces, and we'll see a new one here momentarily, or two new ones as well. A new head football coach in Clinton Wolf and a new cheer sponsor this year in Whitney Barbary. So a lot of moving parts here in CWC this year. And I will say, talk about another elephant in the room. It's been different in the hallway the last couple of weeks without Kurt Simon there. It's a different feel, and obviously him retiring back in May after 28 fantastic seasons. Clinton Wolf's got some pretty big shoes to fill.
He does, and I would agree with you 100%. You get used to things, and when you've had that same gentleman holding the same job for 30 years and everything, the culture is impacted by it, and when you remove the variable from the equation, it's a change in process, and I don't have a doubt Clinton will do a fantastic job. Clinton is one of the biggest multitaskers I've known. I've known him since 2005, and one thing I've admired about him is regardless if he knows an answer or not, he will find you the answer. He doesn't forget, and he follows through on his word. So I think the athletic department's in good hands moving forward.
The Bulldog football team, they're going to travel to Mount Carmel tomorrow night for a scrimmage, as this is the second year they've allowed teams to scrimmage in week 0. That was originally supposed to be at home, and that was going to be the fall sports preview, kind of give it that Gator Bowl feel. But if you haven't heard, our football field has been in the middle of a little makeover right now. It does look better. They had to move their week 1 game next week. It was supposed to be home. It's now going to be at Johnston City next Friday. But the hopes and odds of a week 3 home game against Hamilton County are looking pretty good. The field is starting to look better.
Yeah, it has been. I've been around the practices quite a bit, worked with the boys in the summer, going to camp and everything. I wouldn't call it a breath of fresh air, but I would call it they're ready to work. Mm-hmm. They understand there's going to be some interesting things that fans haven't seen in 30 years, but there's going to be some familiar things as well, and I think there's an excited feel for the football program, and I think if they do what I can expect, I think they can have a very successful season.
We got a tight ball game here, match point for the freshmen. They'll get some pretty good bragging rights for this one if they can pull this one off. And Callie Winter will keep it alive a little bit longer, making it 14-13.
Yeah, you look at those middles out there, Winter and Taylor right there. They're interchangeable. Taylor got a lot of time varsity-wise last year, and she'll build on that.
Setting up Knight there in the middle. Good dig that time by Sophia Hamill. And Winter gets some help there from the tape. We're tied up at 14.
There's no column on the scorecard about tape points. A point is a point.
Gracelyn Johnson back to serve. They got that time by Stallings. Freshman get it over. Here's Winkleman in the middle for Winter. That one's sent back, but able to keep it up in the air. Winter will try again, and another kill that time for Callie Winter, who's kind of come alive during this little run by the JV team. They were kind of dead to rights. But they now have match point. In this first of 2 scrimmages we'll have Varsity versus JV coming up next. Right at the net, Winter sends it back in an appropriate way for this first scrimmage to end. As nope, they're going to play to 20 now. They changed their mind. They're going to play to 20. Going a little bit faster than they expected. Maybe got some free time or some extra time, so they're going to play these to 20. Maybe another point for the JV, make it 17-14.
Yeah, freshman sat right there looking at game point, and all of a sudden here comes the JV running off 4 straight.
Johnson up in the air. This is Ella Newell setting up Callie Winter. Knight over on the far side. That one blocked by the tape. Make it 18-14.
Tell you what, Winkleman has been the primary setter over here for the sophomore group, and she's showing she does it well on the basketball court. She's got a good set of hands for a setter.
Winkleman just a sophomore. As now we got match point again for the JV squad, 19-14. Curious to see how many of these sophomores and juniors we'll see when the varsity team gets out here. As that served by Johnson into the net, 19-15. Talked about the seniors that Carmine lost last year: Rager, Brzezinski, Roark, Johnson, and Jackson. 3 of those girls are playing college volleyball this fall. Rager up at Illinois Wesleyan in Bloomington. Lauren Brzezinski, she's at Lincoln Trail, and Riley Roark is at Frontier Community College playing for a familiar face. Chet Snyder is in his first year as the head coach at Frontier.
Yeah, if there's anybody that can put a program on the map, I wouldn't bet against Chet Snyder. He knows his thing with his success from Fairfield. He's actually got a nice recruiting region, if you will, to pick from to get kids to go in there. And I know there's quite a few Fairfield kids that, in addition to Roark here from Carmi, they're going up there to play. So another opportunity for these high school athletes to play at the college level.
The JV take the first scrimmage, 20-16 the final. And so we'll give the varsity squad a second to get out there, as I will change the names on the scoreboard here for those of you watching. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of the familiar faces that we just saw out there get some reps both at the JV level and varsity level.
Well, first glances, I'm very curious. Is that Dotson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And starters over here for Carmi. Gracelyn Johnson back to serve. Back row is, I believe that's Ella Newell.
I'm curious how they're playing with 7 players.
So Johnson served. I was wondering the same thing. Johnson served and walked right to the bench. It's Ella Newell, Lily Dotson, and there's Audrey Taylor, along with Jai Smith, Caroline Simmons, and Addie Elliott. It'll be a point for the varsity.
So it looks like Addie Elliott's going to move off from defensive specialist to the setter role here to start.
There's Smith setting it up for Elliott. Near side Simmons. That was a nice save attempt. But the kill for Caroline Simmons, and we'll say that many times this season. Simmons entering her 4th year starting for the Lady Bulldogs, and what a career she's had.
Yeah, I know Caroline will want to finish this year strong and wouldn't mind going back to the Final Four, if you will, one more time. And a lot of that, it's been her buddy Brzezinski the last 3 years, and that's got to be a change that they've had to learn this year as well.
Varsity off to a 4-0 start in this scrimmage. But you're right. Really, the big question mark going into the year was going to be who's going to replace Brzezinski, who's going to replace Rager and Johnson there up front. Jackson, of course, was a great serving specialist, and Roark as well, the libero. So some big spots to fill, and we're seeing a couple of girls thrown in here. Mentioned Johnson along with Dotson, Audrey Taylor out there, and Ella Newell. So, Coach Lucas has a pretty deep bench. He's got some girls to work with, and we know how he rolls. It might not be the same girls in there now that will be there later in October.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, nice cut shot there by Simmons. Good defense by the JV.
Eve Atterbury gets that one over. Simmons here near side. Winkleman setting up, and that one hits the antenna. Shot a little bit too far trying to set up Atterbury. So it'll be 5-1 varsity.
Looks like Callie Winter will come in to be the second middle.
Johnson's serve might have been out, but saved there by Corson. Atterbury sends it over. Elliott setting up Simmons here near side, and Didn't see a signal from Coach Brzezinski. Was that in? I believe so. 6-1 Varsity. Again, Lady Bulldogs will start their season on Monday here at home against Mount Carmel, a rematch of last year's regional championship game. And I think that's going to be one heck of a way to start the season. You recall Mount Carmel's got a couple of pretty tall ladies of their own, so Carmel will have their hands full to start things out. And then a Grayville squad on Tuesday that's always competitive. As Simmons, another kill there, 7-1 Varsity.
Yeah, and Lucas again playing around with his schedule. He's got a hosted tournament this year, which Carmel hasn't, to my knowledge, hasn't had one of those in a long time.
Winner gets blocked there at the net, but Elliott able to bump it over. Jaya Smith setting up Simmons here near side. Nice dig that time by Corson. Winkleman and Simmons meet at the net. Now it's Elliott setting up Simmons again, who taps it over.
Each year, Caroline's gotten more and more better at being able to read the defense before she commits to the swing, finding the open spots. And it's going to have to get better as well because teams are going to know where she is. And that's what good players do. They overcome.
7-2, Varsity with the lead here over the JV in our second scrimmage. When this one gets to 20, we will meet the Bulldog football team and cheerleaders for this fall before we wrap up the night. As Eve Atterbury trying to set up there and not on the same page. I believe it should be 9-1, but we'll go with the scoreboard and say it's 8-2. Oh, yep, there we go, 9-1. A good ace there by Addie Elliott. Addie Elliott's one of those players probably going to fill some big shoes, saying she's probably going to be that setter position that Lauren Brzezinski has held down for the last few years. Good serve there by Elliott. Atterbury over on the far side, just a little bit too strong.
And Tori Ryder has made her first appearance tonight. And they're moving her to the offhand to keep Caroline on the strong side.
A good serve there by Elliott. Atterbury gets it over, dug out by Smith. And there's Tori Ryder on the far side with the kill. It just gets in the back line.
That could be a very prime position for Tori this year. Not anything she gets kill-wise, that's great, but defensively she's going to face their best, the opposing team's best hitter. And Tori knows how to block the net.
12-1, Varsity with the lead as get the ball back over to the JV, and there's Simmons there in the middle with another kill. Well, you know, Chris Lucas is going to be pretty picky with what he wants to see from his girls tonight, and I think they're giving him a pretty good case to be pretty happy. Looking pretty good in the scrimmage here in tonight's fall sports preview. Another kill there, that time from Simmons, 14-1. Would assume this set will go to 20 as well. We're still a little bit ahead of schedule. As Simmons gets some help from the tape, makes it 15-1.
Yeah, they just said they're going to play to 25. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for Chris to throw some people together, see what works, who meshes. I'm pretty sure he's probably got his lineup some 99%, but it never hurts to see what else is out there. And so far, we're seeing some youngsters that didn't see a lot of varsity time out here get that opportunity tonight.
There's Nora Taylor here on the near side, another youngster. One dug out by the JV squad. Elliott going to set up Ryder over on the far side. That will be fun to watch this year. But you just see kind of, you know, keeping teams on their toes. That's kind of the goal. And when you have a lineup like this, that you can have Simmons on one side, Smith on the other, Ryder on either side. Nora Taylor, we've seen what she can do. Callie Winters looked really good tonight. And just, again, very, very deep this season.
About the only card in the deck I haven't seen Lucas play yet is the back set to the back row.
Taylor on the near side. That one's sent back by Winkleman. They'll try it again, and Taylor gets it on the back line. I think Nora Taylor is going to be one player to watch this year. You mentioned got some time as a freshman last year. She's grown. She's taller from when I saw her back in May. And, again, that height, you see her standing next to Tori Ratter. She's right up there with her. Carmi has been able to combat more height again this year despite losing a girl like Ashlyn Rager last year.
Oh, boy. The Taylor sisters are in the front row. Here we go.
You're going to hear that last name a lot over the next 10 years or so. Elliott setting up Nora Taylor here near side. That one goes into the net. They got a brother, Jack. He's in 6th grade.
Yeah,
he's going to be quite the player.
Yes, he is.
So JV gets another point there, 17-2 as they're shuffling some players around. I want to give a shout out to Trey Mason doing the PA tonight. Great job as always. Getting a little warm up before basketball season. Well, I guess football season as well. He'll be fans will hear him here in a couple of weeks when the Bulldogs play their first home game. It'll be Quincy Acord back at the service line. Elliott setting up Audrey Taylor here on the near side. That one just misses wide. Makes it 17-3.
Something about the Taylor girls here that I'm noticing when they attack, they are not on the net. They are attacking off the net, and they are bringing the velocity.
Take that time by Elliott to keep it alive, and Taylor gets it over, and some miscommunication on the JV side makes it 18-3. Lily Dotson will sub in. Lily got a little bit of varsity time last year. JV squad had a really good season a year ago. Dotson serves it over, dug out by Knight. Newell able to keep that one alive. Here's Nora Taylor near side. Acord back to Taylor. And keep it alive. Elliott in the middle to Audrey Taylor. I'll reset this one over on the far side. Newell. Elliott. Nora Taylor again. Dug out by Atterbury. Atterbury gets it over as Winkleman kept it in the air. Nora Taylor again. That one too strong.
Good rally there by the JV squad there, keeping the ball alive.
(18-4), Varsity with the lead. Again, after this one reaches 25, we'll meet the Bulldog football team and cheerleaders before we wrap this one up tonight. Over on the far side, it's a good swing as Elliott trying to block it. Makes it 18-5. Again, so some of these freshmen, I'm still learning their faces, no numbers with their practice jerseys tonight. We'll try to be better next week when they've got jerseys and rosters. As that was Addie Elliott over on the far side, a little too far, and JV stayed alive in this one, 18-6. Served there by Sophia Hamill. Simmons with the dig. Elliott gets it over. And that one, was it in or out? I couldn't tell from over here. They're going to say it was out, and that will give the Varsity their 19th point, 19-6.
Another thing, Jaya Smith is now back out on the court.
Winkleman up in the air. That one sent back. Audrey Taylor there at the net. Audrey saw a lot of time at the junior varsity level and now stepping into a starting role as a senior. 5 seniors this year for the Lady Bulldogs. Varsity up here 20-6. Make it 21-6.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around this 7-man approach here. Here we are again. By the lineup, it should be Jaya serving, so I don't know if Jaya's injured.
I was wondering maybe just trying to, what do you want to call it? Just load management, rest kind of thing.
Could be.
Because again, they are, you do play again in 4 or 5 days. Just don't want to take any risk. So 21-7, Varsity with the lead. Audrey Taylor able to find that back line.
Nice hit there by Taylor. Good set from Elliott. I'm sold on Elliott being able to handle it. I know her defensively, she'll take care of business defensively.
Well, she's got a lot of experience, and that's one thing that this Lady Bulldog team is going to have over a lot of their competition in the BDC is a lot of experience. You look at, Fairfield obviously has been good. Edwards County's bringing back a lot. But Carmine's going to have years on them in terms of games played for a lot of these seniors and juniors. 23-7 Varsity with the lead. Caroline Simmons here near side. Atterbury kept it alive momentarily, but it will now be match point. Johnson with the serve. Winkleman setting up Eva Atterbury, and that one a little bit too far. And that will wrap this one up.
Good showing.
Yep.
All 3 levels. I was impressed with the freshmen. They aren't afraid. They're going to learn. Varsity shows they've got some pieces already where they need to be. Obviously, there's some refining to do, but player-wise, it'll be curious to see whose number gets called come Monday when this gets real.
As Jason mentioned, Monday is when Lady Bulldogs will start their season here at home against Mount Carmel. If you can't make it, we'll have it for you right here on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel. And then back here home again on Tuesday against Grayville before they then take part in that Fairfield kickoff tournament next Saturday. So some pretty good competition out the gate for the Lady Bulldogs. And we'll go ahead and pass the microphone back over to Trey Mason as he will introduce the Bulldog football team as well as cheerleaders.
All right, at this time, first we're going to meet 2025-26 football team, and then after that we'll meet the cheerleaders. First, the freshmen, Drennan Aud. Broden Bradshaw. Carter Campbell. Jonah Collard. Dylan Combs. Kaysen Garrett. Zayden Gidcombe. Reese Jamison. Caleb King. Tristan Leisner. Eli Mosier. Xavier Rivera. Evan Rush. Ryder Sexton. And Jace Shelton. Now for the sophomores, Clinton Akins, Caleb Aud, Dakota Brown, Branson Burnett, Trenton Chambers, Kenny Clark, Lex Day, Kaizen Edwards, Cole Evans, Christian Fields, Nolan Garner, Ian Gilmat, Keaton Grant, Cooper Hill, to Darian Hines. James Hutchcraft. Matthew Kieber. Brexton Lesh. Josh Mendenhall. Isaac Northcott. And Owen Stimson. Now for the juniors, Javen Agan. Connor Benham. Jace Digman. Jazz Duckworth. Layden Vargas. And Caden Welch. Now, last but not least, the seniors, Madden Anderson. Nolan Aud. Ryan Evans. Michael Miller. Josiah Perez. Dakota Southern. And Brody Swanberg. That is your 25-26 football team.
That's the 2025 Bulldog football team. Big group this year, and a big freshman and sophomore class that will probably have a chance to get some varsity reps early on in the season. And they will travel to Mount Carmel tomorrow night for a scrimmage before they kick off the 2025 year next Friday at Johnston City. First home game, hopefully, will be September 12th, week 3 here against Hamilton County. So we'll the mic back to Mr. Mason and meet the Lady Bulldog
and last,
cheerleaders.
but certainly not least, the ones that keep the game going and keep you into the game. We've got the cheerleaders. First, let's meet the freshman, Carly Digman. Izzy Rivera. And Kaylin Turner. Sophomores, Caitlin Garner. Dixie Green. And Sophia Hunsinger. The juniors, Whitley Barbary. Kinley Kays. Addie Lamont. And Jaylee Smith-Peters. And last, your seniors, Grayson Barbary. Ellie King. Michaela Siebers. And Lexi Wendell.
So there's their cheerleaders for the 2025 football season. As Whitney Barbary in her first year as the cheer sponsor. And I believe they will have a routine before we hit the road tonight. Oh, Lord. So we've got a little fun way to end the night. All I heard was volleyball players and football players, and this will be interesting.
I believe it is going to be a skill competition of passing the ball, and I'm going to put my money on the volleyball team.
Well, we'll be sure to stay on air for this to happen. But again, a great evening. Great to see all of the kids back in school and getting the fall sports season underway. I guess it technically started last week with the golf team. You've noticed a couple of the golf players weren't here tonight. They are currently playing at home. Haven't had a score from that one yet, so they might not be finished, but they will continue their season. I believe their next match will be next Wednesday. They're going to travel to Hamilton County, is the golf team. So, all right. So looks like we got juniors and senior football players, junior and senior volleyball players.
So this is a pass one and go to the other end. It's just one pass over.
And so we're going to incorporate.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
And she will be out.
Okay. They did this last year without the football players. Well, if you have a bet on a football player that's going to last the longest,
I'm going to go with.
We got slim pickings here. They all got tennis shoes on, which is a plus.
Anderson is a relative to Simmons, so I may have to play that card, but they're both on the same team. Jazz is athletic enough to do it. His sister was a good volleyball
player. Here
we go.
He's patting his chest as Andre Taylor hits the net.
Here we go. Yeah, he's got some form. Oh!
This is awesome. And Eleanor was confused on.
You can only bump it over. You cannot two-hand it over. So now they're going to make him do it again.
Coach Luke is looking at Ella like, let's make an exception
Here
for the
he goes.
rules.
Oh! Guess the ceiling rule's in effect.
And Southern, let's not fall. That looked like it was going to end badly. Michael Miller, almost got Tori Ryder. And Eva Atterbury is going to knock out Jaya Smith.
Oh.
Brooke Rommiller just got it over the net, and Simmons couldn't catch up to it.
Oh.
As Addie Elliott had a long way to cover, hits that one in the bleachers. And Anderson right to us. Here's Josiah Perez and Jazz Duckworth. Oh, Jazz with the one-hander.
And the senior squad over here to your right is decimated. And Simmons gets back in and she goes back out. It's nothing but Jaya Smith, and she's done.
Well, that was a fun way to end the night. How about Jazz Duckworth? We've always said, I'm all for a male volleyball team. Are we getting a rematch or maybe getting the JV squad to get a crack at it? But we're gonna go ahead and call it a wrap for the night. Again, our next broadcast will be next Monday when the Lady Bulldogs will be here at home to take on Mount Carmel. We'll be here again next Tuesday when they host Grayville. And then next Friday, the football season kicks off as the Bulldogs travel to Johnston City. Jason, good to see you. Going to be a fun volleyball season. Looking forward to it. Big thanks to our buddy Landon Elliott running the camera for us tonight. For Cole Carter, thanks for watching the 2025 Fall Sports Preview right here on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel.